We pushed the button on the Indiegogo fundraising, and we hit our $3,000 target in 55 minutes. And money just kept coming in. Yeah. So we thought, well, this is different to the money that people was donating for fines, etc. People wanted us to go to Chicago and do some damage. So we ended up with about $42,000. So we decided to send a delegation. So 4 of us went across, and that was so we could run some serious media. I went across early and organised 4-page ads in the Chicago Tribune. And the American media just sort of fell in love with us. 1, we were Australians, and 2, we were doing stunts like blowing up kangaroos, etc. And it was corny, but it got people on. And we found that we were on the nightly news 3 nights in a row in Chicago. We pushed the local governor, who was having some issues with his re-election campaign, from the front story. We were the story. We did Chicago, Good Morning Chicago, a breakfast television program, seen by 3 million people. We went on FM radio spots, we did AM talkback. I got interviewed at the McDonald's site by NPR. They do a 6 o'clock news story. Found out later 12 million people listened to that. Yeah. So we were just everywhere, and we had a New York PR company contact us and said, do you realise you've probably created somewhere between $12 and $15 million worth of PR for your campaign? It was just and of course, that was what was happening in the States. Yeah. And then the BBC picked it up and it went global. I think we worked out that our story was translated into 40 different languages around the world. We've seen it popping up in Estonia, Lithuania, Brazil, even through the Caribbean. And just, the same, these people are fighting it. So that was amazing. What it meant for back in Australia, it was, bugger, these guys have got on a plane and our story was picked up there. So the week we were in Chicago, we did the 7:30 report, the project, Sunrise, all the news outlets, and these were live crosses. I went to a studio in Chicago on 5 separate occasions, same studio, to do different crosses back to Australia. One night we were doing it at 2 a.m, and I came in and the technicians had an Emmy, and they gave it to me as a joke, and they said, for the most amount of crosses to Australia in 24 hours.
So we flew out in September, flew into the United States and got to Chicago in early September. We at first staged a protest at the Rock and Roll McDonald's in Chicago, which is sort of the landmark for McDonald's in the States. It's one of the first restaurants there, outlets, so I'd loathe to call it a restaurant, in the States. So we staged a little protest with our blow-up kangaroos out the front of Rock and Roll McDonald's, gained a huge amount of media attention on NBC, CBS News, a raft of all the major news outlets in the States. We throughout that week, towards the end of the week, went to present the petition to McDonald's head office, to John Thompson, the CEO there. During that week, as I said, a huge amount of coverage. We were getting recognised in the streets by people saying, oh, you're the people from Australia that are here fighting McDonald's. So it was a real, even though we didn't have Don come out and meet us, we certainly got a huge amount of attention to our cause in the States as a result of that trip, and again showed McDonald's to be the uncaring and arrogant organisation that they are in not even bothering to speak to us.